Trying harder to hear is probably making your hearing fatigue worse. That sounds unfair, especially if you've always been the responsible one, the adaptable one, the one who doesn't complain. But stay with me, because this is where something subtle is happening. Picture a family dinner. Everyone's talking at the same time. Someone makes a joke. You catch half of it. You smile anyway. You nod. You fill in the missing words from context. You respond just well enough that no one notices you didn't fully hear. Now picture a different scene. A doctor's appointment. The receptionist speaks quickly behind a glass window. You lean forward. You focus intensely. You replay the words in your mind to make sure you got the date and time right. You walk away slightly unsure, but you tell yourself it's fine. If that feels familiar, here's what might also be familiar. You're exhausted after social events, even short ones. You feel a low-level irritability you can't fully explain. And sometimes you quietly wonder, am I getting slower? Less sharp? You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because your brain is working overtime. Most people think hearing loss is about volume. But what you're actually doing in conversations isn't just listening. You're decoding, predicting, reconstructing. You're reading lips, filling gaps, analyzing tone, scanning context, all in real time. And when you answer correctly, everyone assumes you understood fully. That's the invisible trap. Partial understanding looks exactly like full understanding from the outside. So no one adapts, no one slows down, no one repeats unless you ask. And because you don't want to interrupt the flow, you focus harder instead. And this is where most people get stuck. The belief sounds logical. If I concentrate more, I'll manage. So you lean in, you narrow your attention, you push your brain to compensate. But intense focus burns energy fast. It increases cognitive load. Your nervous system stays on alert. After an hour of that, your mental battery is drained. The harder you try, the less sustainable it becomes. I've felt this in group conversations where I looked completely fine, but inside my head, it felt like running a marathon at the speed of casual small talk. Over time, something else begins to shift. You speak a little less. Not dramatically, just a bit. You avoid noisy restaurants when you can. You let others carry the conversation more often. From the outside, it looks like personality. Maybe you're just quieter. Maybe you're more reserved. But inside, there's tension, as I'm becoming less social. I'm not as quick as I used to be. I don't feel quite like myself. That's not just about hearing. That's identity tension. And if this resonates with you, I'd love to know in the comments. Have you noticed yourself pulling back a little in group settings? Just write, I relate, so you know you're not alone in this. Here's the deeper mechanism that often goes unnamed. When you compensate silently, you train your environment to believe there's nothing to adapt to. You look capable, so the system stays the same. The cost? You carry all the effort alone. That's why trying harder doesn't solve it. It reinforces invisibility, and invisibility slowly leads to withdrawal. Not dramatic isolation, just gradual shrinking. Fewer spontaneous comments, fewer risks in conversation, less energy to engage. This isn't a character flaw. It's an energy management issue mixed with a relational blind spot. Hearing loss isn't just auditory, it's cognitive and relational. Cognitive because your brain is doing extra processing every second. Relational because conversations are shared spaces. They're not solo performances. The shift begins when you move from silent compensation to conscious adaptation. That doesn't mean making a big announcement or turning every conversation into a lesson about hearing loss. It can be small. Within the next 24 hours, try this one micro adjustment. Before a group conversation really gets going, say something simple and neutral. Sometimes I miss a few words, so I may ask you to repeat. That's it. No apology, no drama. Or choose your seat strategically. Sit where you can see faces clearly. Avoid sitting with your back to the main speaker. Those small choices change how much your brain has to compensate. You stop hiding effort. You start managing energy. And here's the big shift. The real handicap isn't your ears. It's the invisibility of your effort. When effort stays invisible, fatigue turns into self-doubt. You think something is wrong with you. When effort becomes visible, even lightly, the dynamic changes. You're no longer fighting alone inside your head. Instead of asking, "Why am I so tired?" you begin asking, "How can I manage my energy better in this setting?" That's a completely different question. And if nothing changes, the risk isn't sudden failure. It's slow isolation, a quiet shrinking of your social world. But once you see the trap clearly, you don't need to try harder. You need a better method. If this resonated with you, take a look at the other videos on the channel. You'll find more simple, practical ways to handle these invisible challenges. I'll see you in the next one.